A food truck sells salads for $6.50 each and drinks for $2 each. The food truck's revenue from selling a total of 209 salads and drinks in one day was $836.50. That looks like a really good business that I might actually think about doing. Selling salads and drinks. All right, anyway. So they're asking you for how many salads were sold that day. So really what you want to do is you want to recognize right away that you're dealing with two sets of variables, salads and drinks. And when you have two variables and you're trying to know one of them, you want to set up two sets of equations, right? Two variables, two equations. And the equations that we can have are the following. We can say, well, they told us that in one day they sold a total of 209 salads and drinks. So I will say S for salads plus D for drinks. And we have a total of 209. Now, my second equation is going to be what? It's going to be the number of salads times the cost of a salad plus the number of drinks times the cost of a drink. And total, that should be 836.5. So we have 650 S, right, plus $2 or 2D. And that should be equal to 836.5 or 836.50 cents. All right, so now that we have two sets of equations, they want us to know how many salads, so you're really just solving for S. Now, one way you can do this is by isolating S in this equation, so you'll get 209 minus D. Plug that value in for this S and then solve it. But there's actually an easier way that I want to show you. And that way is you can actually multiply this whole thing by 2. So when you do that, what you'll get is 2S plus 2D. And that would be equal to 418. Now, why did I do this? Because if I subtract this from this, what will I get? Watch this. 2S, so minus 2S plus 2D is equal to 418. And if I subtract this whole thing, I will get the following. I will get 4.5S and 2D minus 2D, well, that's just 0. So I got rid of that. And that is equal to 836.5 minus 418. That just gives me 418.5. And see how much better my life is? Now I have my variable S, which is salads, which is what I want to know, and I can solve for that easily by doing 418.5 divided by the 4.5, which gives us 93. So they sold 93 total salads that day. Now, this is a really easy way where you can recognize right away that in your second equation, you really just want to be left with your salads and none of your drinks. So to get rid of this, you just multiply the other equation, which in this case happens to be the first one, by the number that would allow you to cancel out the second term, which happened to be 2 in the first one. Hopefully that made sense.